Welcome back to the second part of how to write better summaries. In this video we're going to zoom in on the use of a specific tool, namely a matrix. Suppose we want to define a certain concept, you want to give a definition about it, and you're going to consult various sources to find out what's being said about this. You sometimes may get lost and you just get a simple list of all these various definitions. It's very hard to all merge them into one, and this is where a matrix could prove useful. Here we have an example of such a matrix. What you do is you put a concept here, top left corner, and then you mention all your different sources, all the different authors, one below the other. And all the distinct features that are mentioned in all of the definitions featured are each time going to be a separate column. And then it just boils down to marking X's for features that are mentioned by this author and leaving blanks when certain features are not mentioned by a certain author, and so on. This matrix in the end then gives a very nice survey of what features are often mentioned and what are less frequently mentioned here. It also allows you easier to make a list of all the different features that are mentioned, and perhaps you can focus on chronology, at what point in time did people start to mention certain features, or when did they overemphasize or put more emphasis on certain features rather than on others. So let's make this a bit more concrete. Right, we've made it a bit more concrete. We're looking here at the concept of inflation. We're going to look at what Professor Jones, Smith and Richards had to say about it, and seemingly some of the elements they mention in relation to inflation are rising prices, more money that is available in circulation, and some things about real demand. We for instance find that Jones mentions rising prices and real demand in relation to inflation, but not more money. Whereas Smith does, but he does not seem to talk about real demand, and neither does Richards. So Smith and Richards seem to be on the same page, whereas Jones is going to focus more on some other aspects that are related to inflation. This kind of matrix can give you more input and more information on what you're looking at. It could be a very useful tool, especially once you start to work on a certain paper with more than one person. And you can put all the information that all the individuals are gathering nicely and neatly into one big framework, so that everybody is on track and everybody's on the same page. It's just a technique, but it may prove useful for you, so why not give it a go? Best of luck. Another video then, a third video on summarizing, will conclude with a very technical side of using language to summarize.